What's all the PMS with Coach G? It's positively motivating sisters with purpose, meaning, style. Are you ready for positive conversations inspiring you to your next level? Do you need motivation to get you growing? Are you a sister, woman, leader, boss, mom, wife, female, her, she? I think you know what I mean. Are you seeking purpose in your life? Do you know the meaning for which you stand? Do you know your style is your unique authenticator? If you answered yes to any one of these questions, this podcast is designed with you in mind, which embodies the whole you mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually. Sisters, we are on a journey in connecting you from where you are to your what's next with purpose, meaning, style, and it all starts with you. Hi, this is Coach G. Think of me as your chief PMS cheerleader, motivating and wanting to see you win in your personal and professional life, your connector, guiding you and bridging the gap from where you are to your what's next. I'm your growth coach, empowerment speaker, mom, wife, Christian, and I get to serve you in doing what I am passionate about, you. Sisters, we are on a journey for you living your life on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning, style. So thank you for listening today from wherever you are listening. And we are talking about you were made for something great. So, can I tell you something? Today is great because greatness is in you. Now, you just need to receive it and believe it. That it's that simple. And then now walk into it. So, I want to introduce my special guest. She is a true innovator, collaborator, and overall difference maker. Hey, that's a rhyme. Who started her entrepreneurial journey in 1996. She's taken her small town farm life, work ethic, and parlayed it into something phenomenal, a thriving business that creates a positive impact on the lives of others. She is founder and CEO of Executive Help Now, a virtual assistant service and business consulting services to small business owners and busy senior level executives. Think of her as your business matchmaker. She is on a mission to improve people's lives by connecting them to the tools, opportunities, and resources they need to lighten, tighten their load while increasing their productivity. From a single teen mom on welfare to a successful business owner, she shares the ups and downs, twists and turns, joys and pains along her journey to encourage people to believe in themselves, never give up, and to have the faith and courage to share their gifts and talents with the world. This phenomenal woman knows she was made for something great, and she is here to impart some greatness to us. And so I welcome on our show today, Renee Hastings. Welcome, Renee, and thank you for showing up and taking the time to share this space in this space and with our awesome listeners.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Coach G. I truly appreciate the invitation. It is an honor to be on your platform.
Well, I am so happy we crossed paths. And, I always say, when you put it out there and you say, hey, this is available, and someone shows up or someone speaks up and say, hey, I'm interested. I want to do that. I want to come into that space. And that's that part of doing something great. So today is actually a great day because we are honoring and celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
So what? So that's not. That's is that kind of ironic? No, I think it's
It,
intentional.
it is ironic, but what an honor, though. I'm grateful to be
I'm
aired
putting
on
you in
his
that
day.
category. So I love several quotes by Dr. King, but there's one in particular that has really set a stage for me, and even in this conversation today. And it's a quote that he said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase; just take the first step." In other words, just get started.
Right.
So, for you, Renee, let's talk about how did you start on your entrepreneurial journey?
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity to talk about my journey because it has truly been just a roller coaster of goods and bads. ups and downs, joys, and I'm not even going to say pains, because we grow from our pains. We grow from all of the things that we go through, not just the joyful, happy times, but even in those challenging times, we discover things about ourselves that we wouldn't otherwise have known had we not had to go through the trial.
Right.
So along my journey, I started out as a, as you mentioned in my bio, I was raised on a farm actually, and I'm not sure if we have many farmers in the audience, but
Farm
but when
girl.
you when you're raised on a farm, you learn and understand the meaning and value of hard work.
Mm,
And you're no stranger to getting up when it's still dark and going out working hard, doing your absolute best. And I was raised in an area where we were the only African Americans in our community.
wow.
I was raised in an Amish community in Wisconsin. So basically, if anyone did anything or said anything that was not proper representation of our family, we heard about it. Our grandfather made sure that we knew what was okay, what was not okay, and the high standard of excellence we had to set for the people around us to give them a, an experience with us that may or may not be what they have, what they may have thought it was.
Mm,
So in a community like that, there are a lot of people who've never seen people like us.
mm,
And so they've only seen what they've seen on television or something like that. And believe it or not, this wasn't that long ago. But because we wanted to give them an experience that may look different than what they may have seen on television, it was instilled in us from a very young age to always operate with excellence and be a person of our word. Honesty was the absolute pillar of our family. So I go way back there when you asked me the question about how I started my entrepreneurial journey, because it's from that foundation that I built on the natural skills and gifts and talents that I had to build a business like this. So as I was growing and going to school, the community where I lived in a town nearby, Madison, Wisconsin. You may have heard of it. It's the capital. They had a summer youth employment program that provided job opportunities, real life job opportunities for children who were not quite ready to go and couldn't work on their own. So you had to be 16 in order to be able to work in the in the a real job. So this was for young people from like 12 to 15 who were able to be a part of this program where you could go into an office or go into a different type of business, whether it was labor or whatever, and with this special permit be able to work and make real money. So back then I really enjoyed organizing things, and I didn't realize how much I enjoyed organizing things until this program placed me at a job where I had to organize a library. And there, I just went into this room and there were all of these books just scattered everywhere. And I had to categorize them, put them in their little piles, label them, and all of that. And I got such joy out of doing that. I was like, wow, I really like organizing things. I really like putting things in their places. Everything has to have a place. And so that's where I kind of became almost anal about everything having a place, and which translated into organizing information into folders and subfolders and sub-subfolders and things like that to stay organized. So it was just so interesting how along this journey I was given opportunities to discover my gifts. And when I got the last summer youth employment program job as the assistant to the office manager at Norrell Temporary Services, I was very excited about that job because there were so many different things I got to do there. It was a temporary service, so I knew that people who were coming there were looking for work. And my job was to hand them the applications and tell them, where to fill it out. I put the applications on the clipboard, handed it to them. And then when they got done, they had to hand it back to me, and I had to enter the information into the computer.
Mhm.
And as I was typing the information into the computer, the clickety clack sound of the keys just resonated
Excite
with
you.
my spirit. I'm like, oh my
Wow.
gosh, oh my gosh, I love this
Just
sound. And
excited.
it excited me. And so I
Yeah.
was like, every time I type into this computer, somebody's life is being changed. Somebody's
Mm.
going to get a job. Somebody's going to be able to take care of their family. So even from that very young age, I knew what a difference I could make on this journey. And so I said, one day I'm going to own my own business. One day I'm going to run an office, is what I said. One day I'm going to run an office. So that's the trajectory that my career path took. And so I started out in, sales and marketing, going through DECA, learning all these business skills, not just marketing skills, but how to just work in an office, typing. Back then we had shorthand with like a pen and letters and squiggles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people have no idea what that is. Dictation, with the
Yeah. Because somebody,
headphones
not to
and
cut you off, but yeah, somebody's listening and saying, wait a minute, what? What is that?
right, right. Yeah,
Shorthand.
shorthand, dictation, foot pedals for tape machines, all of that. Yeah, so that's how
Yeah.
far back I go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's where I honed my skills and I developed my skills, and I knew that when I actually, um, as I progressed on my journey, I would just get better and better at what I was doing, faster, quicker, more and more organized. And so when I grew in skills, grew in knowledge over time, several years, um, I had a family, children, and everything, and then they left. They graduated from high school, and then it was just me and four walls at at home. And I
Right.
was like, wow, I have all of this time on my hands, and all these skills from supporting these high level executives, because I, for several years, have supported the C suites. And I said, well, why don't I just see if I can get my own clients, and then I can support the C suite myself, for myself as my own business. And so I started that back in 2015. And from there, it was just, it started out well. And then I kind of let it, putter away. And then I started again. But then in 2019, it really took off. And that was right before the pandemic.
Wow.
And when I tell you that the work that I had done virtually supporting executives between 2015 and 2019 truly set the business up
Mm.
for success when 2020 hit and we were all brought home and all had to be virtual. So that's how my journey started.
Okay, so you just really laid out a full story. I mean, honestly, of course, your story is still continuing, but that's what we talk about, journey. So you really took us on a journey that I actually could visualize, and I hope listeners too. And if you didn't go back, go back to it, listen to it over again. But you started from the foundation of where you come from as the little girl on the farm, the values that set a foundation that helped you shift into where you are today. It still carries with you. And then when you had
Yes.
the opportunity to explore and experiment and discover other parts of you start coming alive, I could hear it. I could hear the excitement. Like, okay, somebody will say you get excited about organizing, putting, information in, but you even, and I'm listening to you. And when you start talking about putting in this information and the difference that you're making, you made that sound like so glorious. Not that it's not, but that's when you talk about passion. I hear your passion.
Yes.
I hear your passion
Yes.
in what you do. And so that means when you serve others, when you do what you do, that passion is so there because you realize I'm making a difference in your life. And that is
That's
great.
right.
That is how we define greatness, because sometimes when we hear the word great or greatness, I'm like, oh, I'm not great. I'm not doing great things. But you just gave that example of what somebody would say, well, you just simply keyed in information. No, you're making a
Mhm.
difference. And
That's right.
so I'm thanking you for the difference that you're making in that arena. And I'm sure your clients and, people you encounter and paths that you cross are saying that same thing. Thank you. Oh, you made a difference in my life. So I'm just saying that to say, as we continue on our journey, that we see things greater, and that's that passion. So
Right.
let's talk about a little bit about that part of it. Let's talk about, because we're talking about you were made for something great. So
Yes.
if you can explain, just like me giving that example of that's greatness, can you give our listeners a little bit more of, for someone saying, okay, I hear it. You were made for something great. Oh, I probably never do something great because maybe I'm too old now, or I'm too young, or no one listens to me. You can hear all those
Mhm.
excuses or things or challenges or obstacles that we put in front of us that we've already defeated ourselves before we even get started.
Right.
So
Right.
if you had to, give something to someone and letting them know that that greatness is in them and that they were made for something great, how would you deliver that message to that person, to that woman, to that girl? Because, of course, our
Right.
listeners are girls or women, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and so, what would you say?
What I would say is that you are unique. Every single every single thing about you is just for you. No one else has it. No one else can give it. We can't get it from anywhere else. No one but you can give us the gifts that you have inside. So that's how I would start that. No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, no matter what has happened, if you're married, if you're divorced, if you have children, if you don't have children, no matter what, you've got gifts, you've got skills, you've got talents, you've got dreams and desires. All of that adds value to those around you when you allow it to come out and you express it. Sometimes people might say, well, I don't like Coach G said, they're self-defeating before it even gets started. Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. I heard someone say that the words you put after I am are the most important words.
Mm,
So if you
mhm.
say I am defeated, then guess what? Yes, you are defeated. But if you say I am powerful, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am talented, I am gifted, I am skilled, I can do whatever I put my mind to, that's when you truly make a difference and you develop that confidence to move forward in the power and the talents and the gifts that you have and impact lives because you let them come out.
Thank you for that powerful speech. Oh my goodness, yeah, I love that. I love the part when you start, you are unique.
Yes.
That right there sets you apart.
Yes. Yes.
That right there is, I'm gonna say this to you. Thank you for listening to the inner voice in you that help you realize what you could do, what you can do, and then what you will do, and what you've done. You didn't stop at the, oh, this lightens up my world, and then stop. But it's also something that you said along your journey, that when you started your business, oh, maybe got a little off track. So, see, that speaks volume, because sometimes we think, oh, I failed at that. No, you didn't. You learned something from it. So now you're a step ahead than where you first
Mhm.
started, had you not taken the first
Yeah.
step. I can speak the same thing, just from different, having other businesses. And it's like, oh, you just realize what's for you. You start opening
Yeah.
up like that, what do we say, that treasure trove, all the gifts inside
Mhm.
that box. It's like, oh, wait a minute, so you start discovering all that, you get all excited, you start putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, and then you realize that all those little pieces make that great masterpiece.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
that's who we
Absolutely.
are. We are that masterpiece. So thank you, Renee, for just setting that stage to let someone know you were made for something great. You are made for something great. You are great because you are unique,
Yes.
and you
Yes.
have what's already inside of you. It's already in there, but you have to start tapping into it, and you have to choose to
Right.
tap into it, and you have to choose to walk
Exactly.
into it. The
Yes.
greatness doesn't happen just because, even when you said speaking those most powerful words, that after that, I love saying a lot of I ams. That's just, affirmation. Oh my gosh, that's a whole nother conversation. We're not going to go there. But there is so much power in saying I am okay, because you can't say I am defeated. So let's be clear. Positive words of action, am,
Right.
like you said, I am beautiful, beautiful. I am victorious. And then when you say that, you just told your brain, your mind, okay, I am victorious. So now you would start to believe that you can do something victorious, or victory is already in you. So something coming at you, oh, now I can accomplish this. Okay, I might have fallen, but I can get back up, and I can keep
That's right.
moving, because
That's
we
right.
will fall along the way. You
That's
like I
right.
said, you gave that brief clip when you said that part. And that's why I say you gave a very extensive, you really gave us a little bit of that entrepreneurial journey. You did. And I'm
Mm.
sure if we talked longer, it could go on for months, years, a whole book and chapters and, episodes
It's on the way.
and everything. Yes. And that's that part, turning, you know, um, I want to say, that story, it's like that glory in our story, even in the
Mhm.
parts that we have struggles, we have
Right.
challenges. And what did we say today? We honor and celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Man, we know some of that because we saw it. He was in front of us. We saw it, but we don't know the behind the scenes things. But at the same
Right.
time, during that time, there were things that, man, we don't even have to really deal with because he took a stand. Or maybe we
That's
have
right.
opportunities because he took a stand. Do
That's
we
right.
still have struggles in this day, in 2023, in this year? Yes, we do. But that doesn't
Yes.
mean that the greatness stops. The greatness still
That's right.
continues. So,
That's
Renee,
right.
I want to again thank you. As we close out, I want you to give us something, because we are in a new year. And most people in a new year, we're very optimistic because it's like, oh, it's a new beginning. I got new opportunities. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do some great stuff, and then you might get sideswiped and you say, oh no, I can't do that. But I want you to give one PMS tip, because we always have to close out with a PMS tip, which is positively motivating sisters. So give us a
Yes.
PMS tip that you would tell that girl or that woman, um, as they are in this new year and they are exploring to doing something, or that next doing something great or doing something new.
Right. So think about what drives you. Think about the things that you love to do. Think about the things that bring you excitement. Think about the things that you would do even if no one ever paid you.
Mm.
If you think on those things and then figure out how to monetize it, you will never work a day in your life.
Think on these things. And,
Yes,
and
think
I
on
love the
those
way you said,
things.
think on these things and then learn how to monetize it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then you not only live in your passion, you working in your passion. I mean, Man, you
Yes.
excited about your life and what you're doing because you know you're making a difference.
Yes. And you
So
look forward to waking up every morning.
yes, because you know I'm getting ready to do something great today. Oh, you wake up, I
Yes.
am doing something great today. There's that
Right.
I am right.
I am doing something great. And I am writing down all of these things
Yes,
that bring me joy.
yes,
Write it down.
yes.
Make a vision. See it
Write
in
the
your own
vision.
eyes. See it in your own head.
Yes,
Visualize it.
yes,
So at this time of year, a lot of people put together vision boards.
yes.
Put it on there.
There you
What do
go.
you want your life to look like?
Yes, and it
And
is
then
very
speak it in the
powerful.
present tense. Yeah, as if it already is happening.
Yes,
Like I am healthy. I am a manager of my weight. I am, excellent. I am remembering things for people who may struggle with memories. I mean, it just whatever it is,
yeah,
just write it down, visualize it, keep it in the forefront of your mind, and let it continue to drive you. And as you see things coming to fruition that you never thought would have been possible in the past, and don't think of something that happens that appears to be negative. Like, for instance, I had a client that I signed on with, I signed a virtual assistant to her, and the relationship didn't work. And so, almost within just a few weeks, she fired us. I had never been fired before. I
mm,
was like, wait, what? What do you mean? So, I was almost, I could have let it take me out
mm-hmm.
and think, oh, this isn't for me. I can't do it. There, people are gonna fire us. I just can't take the devastation. But no, I took that opportunity to have more conversations with God because I do that a lot,
Hello.
and say,
That is
Lord,
number one.
right? What do I learn from this? How do I recover from this? What
Yeah,
happened? What could I have done differently? What should I have done differently? What will I do differently going forward now that I have this experience? Had I not had that experience, I would not have known that I needed to refine some of my own processes
yeah,
and onboarding type activities. So don't look at any what appears to be negative as a
mm-hmm.
negative thing,
Right.
because you, like Coach G says, you learned from these
That's
things.
right.
You learn lessons from these.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't go through them, then you can't learn the lessons. And don't try to find a way out of it while you're in the middle of it, because then you won't get strong.
Yeah.
You have to get strong by going through the process of the trial. So don't try to avoid it. Don't try to, shortcut it. Don't try to,
Don't try to go
act like it's
around
not
it.
there.
Just go through it.
So
Just
right,
go
right. You
through it.
have to go through it. You
That's
have to
right.
do the work. You
Do the
have to,
work. Yeah,
whether it's introspection, changing how you do certain things to make things better for the
that's it.
future so that you can scale. Keep that, put that on the board. Scale.
Yeah. And
You
that
want to scale.
yes, and that is how greatness continues and forms. You know, we talk about that transformation. That's how those things transform, you transform into new things. And then with me saying that, something that I did not mention, but I want to congratulate you, Renee. She has a new podcast and it's called Renee Speaks. So, see, that's that part as you continue to transform into your greatness and grow into your greatness. Let's just say that you grow into it because it's already there. You
Yes,
just kind of expand. You expand and
yes,
you reach higher, you reach. And so that is what, even for you, that from that little girl to where you are now. But I always say that that little girl is still in us trying, trying to say some things, but we have to kind of show her the way, along the way to say, okay, we're going to do this now, whatever, because we have different experiences there.
hmm
So let me
hmm
remind you again, greatness
yeah,
is in you, and it's up to you to choose that. So
yeah,
maybe you are that executive or you're that small business owner needing help and guidance. You have options. Or maybe just as an individual, you're saying, I need help, I need guidance. And so to say all that, you can connect with Renee on Facebook and Instagram at Renee Hastings Speaks. and get to know more about Renee, you can go to her website, executivehelpnow.org. Of course, all that is in my show description where you can connect with her. Tune into her podcast. And don't forget about me now. Okay. This is collaboration, right? We are
Collaboration,
collaborating.
yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
that is how we expand. When we collaborate and we collaborate together, that's how we
Yes,
expand and that's how we grow and that's how more greatness happens because we team up just
absolutely.
like this. We teamed up. And so in
And I
saying
also have another, I'm sorry to talk over you, but I
this,
have another website called Renee Hastings 247.com.
okay,
And that is like a platform that will take you to all of the different places where I can be found,
okay,
and all the different things that we're doing, including the virtual assistant service, the speaking platform, the book to come, all of that is all in one
great,
place at
great.
ReneeHastings247.com.
Okay, and you know what? You heard it, and you heard it from Renee Speaks. She just spoke that. So, in saying all of that, I just thank you so much, Renee, for joining us again, for just sharing your glory from your story to inspire other women on their journey as they
Yeah,
continue on their journey, as they grow on their journey, and that they realize that they were made for something great. So in the
to God be the
meantime,
glory.
I just yes, to God be the glory. And so thank you all so much. Let's continue listening, let's continue sharing, let's continue to comment. And you know what? Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and follow. And in saying all of that, until next time, sisters, let's keep growing because it all starts with you.